Hi, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast, episode 576. This is the official Detroit Lions podcast for Reddit. I am your dashing host, Chris. We're doing it live. With me is the Michael Gray. How you doing, brother?
Doing live. I don't know, man. We're late. Underperforming. If I didn't know better, I'd say this whole post-game show was put together by Johnny Morton.
You are righter than you know.
Too soon for that joke, maybe. I'm salty as Ash normally is. I'm starting to understand why he didn't want to do these this year. I think he set me up.
He came off a 15 win year. Come on, how can it be that
exactly?
Bad?
Yeah, he knew.
Oh man. Okay, let's try to kick this into place here. One last thing. Boy, the weekend that I had, my friend.
Yeah. No, you and me both, man. The computer gremlins have been crazy.
Yeah, it's been bananas.
So.
Anyway.
Still better than what I just watched.
Yes.
Failed hard drives and fried motherboards and all of that. Still better than what we just saw.
Still better than what we just saw. It was pathetic, man. It was.
Yeah, that's as bad as it's looked in a long time, man.
Yeah.
There were a couple of things, and I never know if I can trust Tony Romo.
No.
But when he said that was the highest number of hits behind the line of scrimmage since Dan Campbell arrived, that includes the 3-13 in 1 year, folks. Like that was, I mean, almost comedically bad. Just that interior O-line, Graham Glasgow's got to do some soul searching. They've got some issues, and I'm not sure how they address them. Because what we saw today, there's some flaws in the design for sure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, look. And we got it. Manti Barlow. Chris always says week one is fool's gold, and I'm usually with him, but that felt worse than normal. Look, it felt bad because it was a loss. If it was a close win, we'd be high as hell. If it was a big win, we'd be high as hell. This, though, I will say, Manti, I am with you a bit because there is a little bit of kind of... There's some discord. Is discord? Discontent? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is here. You'll find it because I can't even say longevity, right? With the OC, and this is
sure.
It's what we've seen since the spring, and it wasn't. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's growing pains. I don't know what, but this is one of the reasons I hate a division game first too. This kills me.
Yeah. Tough to have a week one game in the division. You hate to see something like that. But if I'm looking at the stats, I got them right in front of me. If I told you that the Lions led in time of possession by more than 11 minutes, they had more first downs. They were within 20 yards of the total yardage. They had more passing yards, more return yards, more total plays. You would think things went well, but that offense was so anemic that those plays were a joke. I mean, Ja Gibbs got his longest play from scrimmage right there in the end of the fourth quarter. It was 6 yards.
Yeah.
6.
Here, tell you what. Let's get to the podium. We got Campbell going right now. Here, let's get him in.
That team played well. Credit to them, coaches for, and they came out and then played outstanding. We didn't play good enough. We didn't coach good enough, including me, and then we didn't play good enough. So. Like I told the team, it's tough, to go in and not certainly play close to your best game, and you start the season out with a loss, and as bad as that is, it's not what it appears to be. So it's like I told them, let's clean up the tape. We made some critical errors at the worst times possible. And you don't do those. You take those out of the equation, and it looks different. You feel like it would be a totally different scenario. But we did make those critical errors at the worst time. So, man, we're going to learn from it. We'll clean it up, give us a little barometer where we're at, game one, and that's okay. It's always about improving no matter what. So we're going to take it and we're going to improve.
One play with 20 yards. What were they doing that was kind of taking that part of your off?
Yeah, we knew they played lead coverage, man. They play a lot of cover 2, they play some 3 buzz. They and they keep everything in front of them. That's how that defense is designed. And so we knew that, and the plan was to stay patient, be patient, which I thought Goff was. We took what was there, and felt like eventually those shots would show. Just couldn't quite get to them. By the time you get a chance, or you hope you do, you're down, 2 scores. So that's the nature of this defense, and. Just we weren't able to generate 7 when we got the red zone. That would help,
Certainly expected there would be some scoring after the offensive line and the pieces of middle there.
Yeah.
What do you think was the biggest issue today with the entire game on the front?
Well, I think really we just never, if you're talking about the 60 minutes of offensive football, we really never got rid of them. We did for a couple of drives, man, where we got down there and then we didn't finish. We weren't able to finish with 7. We had a 7 for 3, then we had an interception. But other than that, we just never really got rid of them. And when you're running games not quite clicking the way you want them to, and then that affects your play pass, and now you get in that type of game, you're down 2 scores. Well, those guys are going to pin their ears back, and that's hard on any offensive line. And on top of that, you got a defense that's going to keep everything in front of them. So, you get in a bad way. So,
with these changes, the changes that you're going through, did you feel like that you'd be more prepared for this opener than it looked at that point?
Yeah. I thought we would be. I thought we'd be cleaner than we were. I thought we'd be much cleaner than we were, and it wasn't as clean. But there again, you're talking about a few plays that were critical. But like I told the team, these are so correctable. Everything that showed up is so correctable, and we'll hit it head on. Our players are accountable, man. They're ready, and nobody takes it worse than they do. So that's the good news. We got the right dudes.
Now you said it's not what it appears to be. Some of the biggest questions I think people on the outside have are some of the things that have hurt their heads today, though. The personnel, I guess, on the offensive line, they're all plays like the pass rush. Where does your confidence come from that?
Well, look, this is the same thing we ran into with, with AG and Ben. I mean, in 22, we remember we started 1-6. I think people were asking me to fire Ben. 1-6, So, look, it took us a while to get our feet, man. So, to get our bearing. But you learn every time you go through these and you work together and you find the right flow, and you do it collectively, you do it together. And like I said, man, the more those 5 play together, we got 2 young guards, but the more they all play together, the better we're going to get. These are real reps against other opponents, and you get a full game, and man, you go and you teach off of it, and you correct it, and you learn from it, and you move on. Yeah, he's got looks like he's got a bit of a groin right now. Don't know how it was enough to not come back, so we'll see.
That impact this player, the 2 play touchdowns, maybe got beat out a couple.
So I'm sorry.
Did that impact some of his play early? He got beat out a couple of that 2 play touchdowns.
I don't know, not that I know of. I mean, I don't know when it necessarily happened,
From a defensive standpoint, what do you feel like Green Bay did to control that year's pass rush?
They did a good job of stepping up. We did some things where we sent inside interior pressure, and I know that there's a few times I thought they did a good job of bottling it up. And if you can hit some of that stuff head on, especially your halfback will go up and take on the backer. You can get bottlenecked in there, and that happened a few times. So we got out of it, and then just tried to do some straight rush here and there, and they nudged the edges. They made sure they hit Hutch. They weren't going to let Hutch just go one-on-one. Which he knows that too. I mean, that's the world he's in, man. He doesn't get one-on-one. So yeah, we got to be better. We got to be better. We got to be better. And when you get a one-on-one, you got to win your one-on-one.
What's
you're
the
good.
message to Brian Branch after that unsportsmanlike conduct?
Yeah, he's better than that. He knows better. He knows better. That was the message. He knows better than that, man. So it's one of the things we talked about, man, keeping your head. So he knows better.
Beyond the last, not just the last half of Goff, do you think Michael Parsons impacted the game substantially, mediumly?
No, I mean, look, when he comes in, he's a good player, but I thought all of those guys up front played pretty good for them today. I mean, they created a lot of pressure, and there was a lot of movement. But look, he's only going to get better, more in shape, and it's only going to get better for him.
Dan, you guys have the Bears and Ben Johnson coming in next. What do you think will be different about facing the head coach, where both you guys just know each other so well?
What I think will be different, I don't know. Haven't really thought much about him. Certainly I will now that we're about to get ready to play. But I think he's going to be who he is, and I'm going to be who I am, and we play ball. Let the players roll it out there and let them go,
I just wanted to ask about one more, Dave. Third downs early, it seemed like you had chances in the field, and you tried to limit everything. Rushing 4, rushing 6, some places you just couldn't do it. How impactful was that to sort of snowball?
Well, I thought they had a good plan over there. I did. I thought they had a really good plan, and that doesn't take away from us not doing what we need to do. But they had some early answers, and we made some adjustments, settled in the second half, did some things to give us a chance to get back in it, and then we just couldn't generate enough offensively. So there again, man, we got to be better. We got to be more precise in what we do when we run the games, when we run some of these pressure packages, and then if it's not, and we're rushing 4, whoever's got the one-on-one's got to find a way to win, And like I said, we'll look at the tape and figure out what it all looks like. I can't tell you the entirety of it all right now.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Guys, your prior success has put you at the top of the power rankings list. That's a good thing, right? Well, just means you've gone from the underdog to the favorite.
But those expectations come from prior success.
A little slow.
I can't hear it.
Push a button.
I can't hear it. Is the audio off now?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
I think I got a way where I could hear it now. What a freaking disaster, man. Oh, God, the technology. Tell me what he said. I didn't get to hear the podcast. Give me the rundown here, bro.
The TLDR version is, they made plays. They had a good plan. Everything they saw that went wrong today is fixable. They're going to get to work on fixing it. That's pretty much it. It was standard coach speech following a loss. There's nothing else that he can say. He's going to be real tired of answering questions about whether or not he hired the right coordinators after one game. He's going to get that one a few more times. That's my biggest fear. And I know I've been watching some of the negatives, in the chat, and some people going, "Hey, it's week 1," and that's absolutely true. I think we have to take a step back. Week 1 in the NFL, especially now with the 3-game preseason and none of the starters playing and everything else, we know it gets sloppy and it gets weird. And there's usually been a game in the beginning of the year. Last year it was Tampa. All the red zone troubles, couldn't get in the end zone, all of that stuff. All of that applies. The real danger for me, from a mental health perspective, is just the miles of Green Bay glaze that's going to be laid on. I'm not going to be able to go near ESPN for the rest of the week.
Oh,
I'm just not. I can't. I won't let myself. NFL Live, all of those shows. I can't even think about it right now.
It's ugly.
It's gonna be bad.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay, so we've got it. I'll be able to hear the rest of the press conferences. So we've got that going on. I got a little bit of a cheat going on in the background. So
okay,
I can put on.
You didn't miss it. You didn't miss anything.
I can put on.
I promise.
The what are they called? The Packers press conferences if we want as well. I'm not as interested in it this time.
Don't you dare! No, I don't. No.
Oh man! Okay, so there we go. Let me do that. Okay, good. We are ready. Whatever. They've got media availability. We can hear Matt LaFleur. Let's see what he says. But okay, lot of missed stuff. Let's talk about it. Week 2. Obviously, we've talked about it a couple times. week one is fool's gold. It's stupid. It was stupid of the league to do a
all these division games.
Yeah,
Terrible.
and then a small fraction of the league doesn't get division games, which is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Everybody should be playing somebody from the opposite conference. They shouldn't even be playing. You know what I mean? This is an absolute failure, and it's something that's so real in the world right now, where introducing chaos is the thing that the psychology of it is we can introduce more people are pulled in and enthralled with the idea of chaos because it's so unpredictable. They do it in video games, they do it all over the place, and it's just it's irritating as hell, because in something like where, like it used to be in video games, certain ones especially, the more you played, the better you got, the better you would do, right?
Right.
They took that away from people, and they now no longer randomly mix you with people that are right at your level, so you don't ever feel if you're getting better, because you're always playing people exactly at your level, right? When you start scrambling things like that in football, the same kind of shit happens. It's just random. It's not a real representation of the skill of people. Week one, after nobody plays for 3 freaking weeks in the preseason, and then you come into it, it's always just a freaking gamble. And to make it one of the most important games of the season is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. It's not fair to the players. It's not fair to the team. It's not fair to the fans. It's one of the dumbest fucking ideas I think the NFL's had in a very long time, and they've had a shit ton of stupid ideas.
Well, I'll say this: it's only unfair if you're on the wrong end of it, because
sure.
the Packers were ready to go, and they had a better plan, and they had a game plan ready to go. I will be very curious. It won't come up for weeks, months, maybe not till the off season when we get a post-mortem to find out how much of that game plan that we just watched was chicken or egg. Were they dinking and dunking and running the Iowa Hawkeyes offense because they knew the interior O-line couldn't block anybody? Or was that a result of the interior line not blocking anybody and Jared just trying to get rid of the ball and just being captain check down? I mean, I haven't seen anything like that since Joey Harrington. It's been a minute since I've seen anybody actively hunting out 1 and 2 yard passes on 3rd and 6. And it didn't look accidental. I mean, I give Goff the credit of being cerebral enough to know that he went in there with a plan, and it was right from the jump. I mean, that's how they started the game. So I'm very, very curious to know just exactly what that is, and I don't expect we'll get a straight answer about it until a long time from now.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to tell you.
Yeah. Well, and time will tell a little bit more about that later. There's a little bit of a split in the chat. People saying, hey, Green Bay came out to play. They did come out ready to play. There's no question. And the Lions were not ready. Now, if that script flips, we're 9 weeks in and Green Bay has 2 wins and the Lions have 8. You know what I mean? Right. Oh, well, maybe that was real. But let's get Jared Goff on. He's in there right now, so let's get him up. He's on.
Just how disappointing, I think, one play of 20-plus yards in the game.
Yeah.
How frustrating was that, just not getting anything going explosive-wise?
Yeah, not even close to good enough, right? Like, not even remotely close in that category. And, it was frustrating. I thought we moved the ball decently. It was just, once we get to the red zone, we couldn't punch it in. But I think I know the play you're talking about. I hit Sam across the middle. And, you'd like to come away from a game with 4 or 5 of those. And, not even close to good enough.
What do you attribute the red zone struggles
A
today?
little bit of us, a little bit of them. I don't know. I mean, obviously one of them I threw a pick on. That doesn't help. But, I don't know. That's something I'll have to look at. I really don't have a good answer for you. But they played well on defense. They got a good defense, and we certainly didn't play even close to where we need to play. Say that again, I'm sorry?
Dan will say even though it's bad with week one loss, it's not, he said to remind you guys it's not as bad as it appears to be. Just what you got confidence that you can put this one behind you and just how to learn from it.
Yeah, we'll move forward fine. We will. We've got good players. We've got good coaches. We'll be fine. It's just there needs to be a urgency of improvement. It has to be. And today wasn't even close to good enough, I think, offensively. And we got a lot of work to do.
Did Green Bay present things they haven't presented?
Nope.
In the pass rush,
Yeah.
Parsons was out there, but he got one sack at the end. But what impact did you see overall?
Yeah, I thought their defense played well overall in general. I think they, over the years, I've seen them kind of adapt to some of the stuff that we do and get better at defending it. And it's our job to kind of counter that now and find ways to adapt to what they're doing. And we will the next time we play them. But I thought up front, yeah, they rushed hard and got to me a few times.
You guys had that week 2 game against Tampa last year. You went over 7 in the red zone.
Yeah.
Being better against the red zone too. Do you feel like there's just a high level of confidence you guys are going to figure out that part?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm more so just urgent about getting details fixed and getting making sure everyone's on the same page and our communication is better and getting lined up correctly and all that stuff. And ultimately, a lot of it falls on me. So there's some things I can do better.
Is a week 1 loss like this a little harder to shake off, or is it just another loss?
Is it harder to shake off than? No. But certainly I have a lot of work to do. I think I said it a minute ago, like our urgency in improving is going to be at a high level this week.
Sure. Externally, there'll just be a lot of people asking about the game plan and how John called the game. This was his first time calling. How did you think he did?
Yeah, I thought he did good. I think it's his first time doing it, so there'll be things that he'll learn from and get better at. But yeah, I thought he did a good job and got us in and out of there well. And I think we can do a better job communicating from me to everybody, and then getting lined up correctly and knowing our jobs and our assignments, and then throughout the week, just making sure we're doing what we want to do. Our players know what our intentions are on each play, and we're executing it by game day.
Jared, where do you think you guys are at in that transition from Ben to John as far as just meshing with the offense?
Where do I think we're at? I don't know how to answer that. What is the spectrum?
How much progress have you guys made? How much do you feel like this is something that might take time?
Sure. I don't know. I mean, anytime you're with a coordinator for the first year, it's the first year of a coordinator, and that doesn't mean that we can't be great right now. We should be great right now, but there are hurdles, obviously, that you're going to have to face and get over and improve on. And I think that's where the urgency to improve on some of those things from us needs to be there, and I intend to lead that.
Because of the way they play defense, keeping the safety back more, was the plan that you have to be kind of patient and go underneath?
Yeah. And that's kind of always been how they play. And, of course, you want to hit over the top on every defense, but more and more these defenses are playing with so much depth and kind of forcing you to be patient. And we were patient. I thought we moved the ball. We had these long drives. If you're going to be patient, though, you got to score in the red zone. If you're not going to score on 60-yard touchdowns, you got when you get down there, you got to score touchdowns. And ultimately, that's kind of the difference in the game. I thought it was a good play by him, but I think I just missed it inside. If I just hit the thing on his outside shoulder, it probably would have been fine. Bad throw. Thanks, guys.
All right. There you go. That's going to be it for the press conferences today. I could pull the Jordan Love right now if anyone's interested.
No.
Okay. We'll call that.
No, I'm good.
We'll call that. We'll say we've had enough abuse for the day. I'm with you.
I was gonna say if they handle their business when they play the Packers the next time, then we can listen to Jordan Love explain his way through the post game. But
yeah,
man, oh man,
I think they will. I think they'll. I do. This cannot be what this team is. And I want to really quick Tampa Detroit Lion. Thank you so much for the super chat. Can we talk about Hutch being body slammed in the fourth quarter? How did Clete Blakeman and his crew miss that one?
Yeah, saw that. He went into a spin move, and they literally just picked him up, hugged him up, and then took him to the ground. Yep. So it was holding is one of those things, and especially with a guy like Hutch that's kind of a demon off the edge, he's going to be on the wrong end of that. There's holding on every play, and I get it. He looked like another guy. We talked about the interior offensive line. Hutchinson looked like a guy that hadn't played football in a minute. He was out there scuffling, and started the game lining up on their left and his right, and then he switched at some point and came down to the bottom of the screen and was lining up on the left side of the Detroit line. But as the game went on, he was getting closer and closer, but never really made the impact that you were hoping for. Obviously, if you're waiting for one of those monster, 3 sack, 5 hurry games, you didn't get that, and that was pretty emblematic of the whole team, man. Like, there wasn't anybody you could say other than maybe Tesla who showed up with his A game, and he was only out there for one play where he made a difference. I know he ran. I saw him on the field a couple of times, but he had the one not catch that was a catch that turned into a touchdown. So good on him. That thing's going to be on all the highlight shows. But man,
boy, oh boy. I left the desktop on. A bunch of people were reading it. It's funny.
Right.
I'm looking at what was there, and I'm like, oh, that's.
What's this folder marked Sydney Sweeney?
They should be two of them side by side, and they're big. All right, let's get it. New phone number this year, everybody. New phone number. So get with it. Get on it. All right, cool. Make sure we got this going. And we get to it. It is, forget about Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Don't forget to go there and buy everything that you buy out of Amazon. Doesn't cost you anything more. Helps us out. Help the show by doing something you were going to do anyway. Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. All right, join us live. You can call in at 313-314-2421. 313-214-2421. We'll take your calls. We'll get you on the show. You can talk to us. You can talk us through. There may be echo. If there is, I don't know what to do about it. I apologize already, but I don't know what to do about it at this point. I don't know if I said it. I spent like over 20 hours fixing this computer. It broke Friday afternoon, and it's been freaking crazy trying to get it back together. So, oh man. All right. There we go. So I'm listening. I heard someone try to call and then hung up. So we got it. Everything's working. All right, here we go. Let's get this going. How bad's the echo going to be? Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink since the game ended? Oh, wait, hold on. There we are. Hey, caller, you got it?
Hey. Yeah, I got it.
Talk to me, Goose.
Yeah, if Graham Glasgow is going to play like that, I just can't see how we're going to get any better at the run blocking.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know either. That's the whole line.
He's not going to like the tape.
No.
He's not going to like the tape. And I think, somebody else pointed it out in the comments. I saw it earlier. It goes to the otherworldly nature of Frank Ragnow,
yep,
and the number of times he handled an initial block and then went and found other work out further down the field, and that's what sprung some of those big run plays for Ja and for Demo. So you definitely felt that, with Graham missing the
caller.
initial block and then all the other ones.
Okay, this is even better, Gray. Now callers can't hear you, but they can hear me.
Oh,
so we're gonna.
Oh, that's for the best.
Yeah. Oh man, how's it going? What do you got for us, brother? I'll translate for Gray.
Okay, well, I'm down here watching in El Paso, Texas, and the whole time I've been saying, man, our defensive line was not ready. I was watching them in the game, man. Half the time they were just standing up, not even pushing, while Aiden's over there trying to bulldog through. So, I don't know what's the deal.
Yep. So the D line wasn't ready, standing up half the time. Even the return of Hutch was pretty uneventful. It was a bit disturbing, to be honest with you. I wish a lot of things, but this is not what I wished for, man.
Man, I know. And my daughter is a Packer fan, and the whole time she's screaming, "You guys aren't doing nothing." And I'm like, "Oh,
daughter,
no."
Your daughter was dogging on. That's no good. So hold on for a second. I'm gonna let Gray respond here really quick. And you're not gonna be able to hear him, unfortunately, because of some of the tech things. Okay. But just hang on. Don't go away. Go ahead, Gray.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you've got Tyleek in there for his very first game as a rookie, and he looked the part. The interior line, you're definitely missing Aleem McNeil in there. DJ Reader was allegedly on the field. I don't know where he showed up on the stat sheet, if at all. The trenches were a spot where they were pretty thoroughly pushed around on both sides of the ball, which it led to the tough watch. I mean, this is why nothing seemed to work. How many times has Dan Campbell said over the last 5 years, it starts up front. We got to win in the trenches. We got to win up front, or nothing else works. This is what he meant.
Yeah.
Nothing else was working. So.
Yep, 100%. It's all about the trenches. Caller, what was your name, caller? I didn't get it.
Oh, my name's Antonio Diazio.
Antonio, how you doing? How long you been a Lions fan?
Man, I've been watching since Billy Sims. I would say, been since 80, 89, 87.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Good times.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
no, they weren't. You liar.
Always loved my Lions, but I was calling it all this off season when they didn't want to upgrade the defense because all the guys that we supposedly had, and I didn't see not one of them stand up.
Yeah. That was. It was. It was the defense. The D line had nothing today. The O line seemed to have nothing today. Even as far as game plan, right? I mean, Goff. I mean, I don't know that Goff was under more duress than normal. I mean, he was, right? But it's just nothing worked. Our receivers weren't open. We'd throw it short. They wouldn't catch it. Everything. Just there was no part of the game that stood out as being strong or good for this team. Tesla, his catch. That was about the one takeaway that you can say, okay, we might have something here.
That's it, man. And they didn't even get J-Mo rolling. That was the worst part about it. I was expecting Jameson to really break out a little bit in this game, maybe have like 9 or 10 catches.
Right.
You know, I didn't see him coming out of the slot like he normally would to get those little catches either.
Yeah. Got a lot of money. It's going to be a question.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they paid him before the first game. Like, come on, y'all. Make him at least earn one game.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right, brother. We're going to let you go. Thanks for calling in, man. Hey. Appreciate you, Antonio.
Yeah, have a beautiful day, y'all.
You too, man. We'll see. All right, there we go. Well, we'll have to work with turn off another feature there. Here we go. Hey, caller, what's your name? How you doing? And how much you had to drink since the game ended?
Oh.
Hey, there you are. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm as good as can be after a game like that. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty shit for all of us, but
yeah. What was?
I just want to tell everyone to RELAX.
It stings a little bit, you know.
I know, but it's funny how the shoes how the tables have turned, how the turns have tabled.
Yeah, it does feel that way. But if they table the right way, we make the playoffs, and they don't, right?
I just think our team. I think we all agree we have the better team.
Yeah, I agree.
And it will show. The farther we go down the line, the more our offensive line is going to gel, and it will be sweet to beat Green Bay at the end of the season. We're going to win. I know that. We got this.
I agree.
I'm not worried.
Charlie Hustle says the scary thing is Packers provided a blueprint and exposed all of our weaknesses. Ben Johnson's smart enough to pick through that tape and make it a game next week. Lions heavily favored as of now. I think the weaknesses were that none of these guys have been on the field, and frankly, when you see a disaster this broad, this big, it's a coaching problem. I point directly at the coaches for what I saw today.
So we haven't really given them a chance to fail yet. I mean, I know, like we watched today and we saw what happened, and we think that's instantly how we can judge them. But I think we have to give them a chance to come back, to make changes, identify their mistakes, and improve. And I think they will.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you, and I appreciate your optimism. I carry it. I think really the one thing that needs the most fix right now is the offensive coordinator, but that's me. All right, brother, we're gonna let you go, okay?
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right, Mike, what do you got for us, bro? Go ahead and react.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to say that Ben could go through and use this as teach tape. Ben doesn't have the same team that they do in Wisconsin. That Bears team, if there is a silver lining for week 2, is that Bears team just straight up is not as good as the Packers are. I mean, they're going to be there. They're going to be an NFC contender. There's a handful of lunatics that think the Bears can stage that kind of turnaround in the offseason. I'm not on board with that. So it's one thing to say that this is how you do it. It's another thing entirely to have the horses to get that done. Yeah. And I don't think that's necessarily true. The real challenge isn't for Ben and his staff or for any of the opponents. It's for the guys in Allen Park to look at this and go, how does this happen? What did we do? How do we make sure this never happens again?
Yep.
Because the design from the jump, they went right through the defense. They converted those 3rd and longs. They got into the red zone. They scored points. And then on offense, just couldn't get anything going in any scenario, whether they had short field, long field, out of the half, just nothing was working right.
Yep.
And there's too many good players. I think what Goff said in the press conference is right. There's too much talent in that locker room for that to be as good as it's going to be. But that's the challenge. I mean, Dan's going to have to get on his horse and get to coaching because they got to figure this out. They can't do that too many more weeks.
Yeah.
That can't be the design moving forward.
We got Fight Forever says the Bengals started like this last year. I have to inform you, there's about 16 teams that started like this last year. So.
The Bengals start like this every year. Okay, they almost started like that today. They tried to lose that game to Cleveland. Cleveland wouldn't let them.
Brian says we're doing the anti-2024 strategy: lose the first game, then win every other one. I'm good with that. That's fine.
I love the Shorzy. We'll never lose again.
All right, let me pop in a caller here. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink thus far?
Greg, in Colorado, and I stopped drinking when I realized it was going to be too much at a certain point. With the way the game was going.
Smart man.
I still have stuff to do today, but
that's fair.
So joining a little bit late, I wanted to get your thoughts. So if it was already talked about, I apologize, but. I forget what quarter it was, maybe second quarter. It was the 3rd down pass into the end zone. And what scares me a lot about what I'm seeing under Morton, there was, at least what I saw initially, is just the route concepts that are being ran. Everything was deep into the end zone. You had no crossers, no digs, just no hooks until the end as checkdowns. I feel okay about the personnel, the communication, all that's going to come, but I haven't felt this fatalistic in a bit. It didn't seem like he knew how to pivot. Not only could he not figure out the defense, but he also didn't know how to compensate for the weaknesses of the interior offensive line. And that's what gives me a lot of fear right now about the rest of the season is we didn't see enough adaptability with the personnel we have. It just shouldn't have looked that bad. So that's really all I had to say.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm going to let Mike respond to that. I'm going to hang up so you can hear him because you're not going to be able to hear him talk on the phone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
No, I got you. Thanks.
Thank you. See you. Mike, go for it.
That was the interesting thing to me, to be quite honest, because you and I talked about this in the offseason. The most recent stop for John Morton was in Denver. And when you go back, if you look at the last 7 or 8 weeks of the Broncos season last year, after they got Bo Nix kind of acclimated to the league, you and I talked about the fact the design, the depth of target, the average yards per throw, yards per attempt was eerily similar in the last half of the season for the Broncos. And they were doing those layered crossers that we've come to know in Detroit, where they're ripping seam balls and they're, having to get – Bo Nix was having to find a way to get those balls over the linebackers and in front of the safeties and all of the stuff that looked very similar. And that all comes from that same Sean Payton coaching tree. That's where Dan Campbell learned offense from. That's where his approach comes from. John Morton's been involved in it. And then they came out today, and it just looked like bumper cars. Somehow it looked like Green Bay had 45 guys on the field because everything was crowded. There wasn't any space being created. And then, the struggles that we're going to talk about for the rest of the week on the offensive line meant everything had to be sped up. It had to go, go, go. And when you do that, you get the shorter throws, and even those were getting gobbled up. I mean, Jahd Gibbs couldn't find space.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was. I mean, nowhere was there ability for people to find space or move the ball in the way that you expected from this offense. That was
no.
It was frustrating. It was frustrating. All right, let's see what we can do here. We got a new caller. Hey, caller, what's your name? How you doing?
What up, Doe? It's Mo from the Creek, baby.
Mo, how you doing, brother?
It's good. I don't think I met Michael, man. I don't know if he can hear me, but what up?
He can hear you. You just can't hear him, except if you listen in the background. But that makes him ugly, right? All right. So I got to find out how to know when it's Mo calling, because the real question should be how you doing, and how much have you burned before this game?
You know, it's I'm gonna give advice to everybody. You know, just before kickoff, just take an edible. And this ain't the 2016, 2015 Lions, but it'll soothe your emotions, baby. It's only week 1.
yeah, that's right. See, Mo, but this is how you can tell you're a little bit older. You're like, oh man, okay, I've seen this. It's all right. Everything changes over time, right? It's all over time. It's all over time. This is week 1. Right. Now, if we're having the same kind of frustration on week 4, week 5, then it's time to start the fire, right? It's time to start burning stuff. But
by week 4, week 5, we're in this position. I might be calling you from Best Buy because I'm getting a new TV from breaking it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. I might start watching the playoffs, the baseball playoffs, or maybe get into some hockey again.
But I will say this, yes, we look like total trash today, and it's a long season. But after last season, I don't give a damn about no 15-2. I don't give a damn about no 1 seed and no home field advantage. Washington was 1 game away, and they went 12-5. You know what I'm saying? So it's a long season, and anything can happen. And we can do it, man. We can get the train back on the tracks.
Yeah, Mo, that 1 seed losing to Washington is a real. that's a real one. I mean, that just means everyone else can lose the same way. You just got to get into the dance, right?
Right. Just get in there and ball out. I don't give a damn about none of that no more. So because it was proven that shit don't matter anyway. So some hot kid can come in to our field and embarrass us. So, yeah, just make it to the playoffs, baby. As a fan since 89, 90, we've been through this. We've been to this circus before.
Yeah, that's. Oh man, Mo from the Creek, West Side, down in Atlanta. Been high one way and the other. It doesn't matter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is my gift back to Lions Nation, baby. Everybody just pop an edible, make your old fashioned, and we'll move into next week.
There you go. That's the best advice I heard all day. Oh man! All right, Mo. Hey,
it's Steve.
It is so good to hear from you. First game of the season, Mo's back. I love it, man. We look forward to hearing from you a lot. We're gonna keep rolling because people are banging on the door here, and Mike's got something to say. He wants to talk. He wants to share old fashioned recipes.
Word up, peace, man. Much love to
you too, bro.
DLP. Much love to Lions Nations, and I'm out, baby.
Love you, Mo. See you. All right.
See, I'm glad you said Atlanta because I was wondering when he was from the Creek, whether it was Schwartz or Battle. And
full on Battle.
I didn't realize he was down there in Georgia.
He's in Georgia now. He was in the old Battle Creek before. Hey,
okay, so he's from the Flake.
Yeah.
All right.
How you doing, caller? What's your name? How much you had to drink thus far? Okay.
Too much.
He's listening. All we got is ourselves in the background.
Oh man,
he's coming. He's coming around. He's listening to the wrong one.
Well, what's up, Chris? This is King.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm sitting here watching. I'm just so tempted to call, man. So you guys have a great show so far, man.
Oh, thank you, brother.
I just want to say this to the fan base, man. Listen, this is what happens when you don't play players in the preseason. It's week 1. You got a offensive line out there with some rookies and some new faces. Those guys have to play together. That's just the rule. That's just how it works. When you look at the defensive side of the ball, you also have a new coordinator over there who's working with some parts over there that we just picked up this offseason. So, in general, this team overall needs to get used to each other and play with each other. You know, like I said before, with no preseason, it's kind of hard to come out and look like something that the fans expect when you don't really got a full grasp on, let's say, the offensive side of things. When you look at John Morton, yeah, it looked vanilla. Yeah, it looked like Sharon Moore was calling offense. I didn't like it at all. But at the end of the day, it's just going to take a couple of weeks to get it together, man. And you rather that happen the first game of the season instead of 3-4 games down the line after you played a bunch of garbage squads and then you get punched in the mouth. I'd rather get punched in the mouth right in the beginning of the season so you can get on those adjustments and get it rolling, man, because we got a tough schedule. We don't have time to play around. We got to get things rolling, and I mean fast.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That's the biggest risk right now is not being able to bounce back from this. But look, 3-4 weeks in, it might clear out the fall schedule for a lot of people if they don't clean this up. If they do, it's going to make for an exciting season. And to be honest with you, I'm 50-50 either way at what this team's going to do at this point. I'm not sure I have a whole lot of confidence after what I saw today, because the only takeaway that I could say I feel really good about right now is that Tesla catch. There's there's nothing I don't think that I saw on the screen. I mean, did you, Caller? Did you see anything?
Yeah. I like I said, I just couldn't get with the offense at all. You know, and not taking a shot, at least one shot to J-Mo down the field, that drove me crazy. Yeah, and Gibbs, man, you got to get him out of space. You know you're not going to run a ball on these guys. These guys are built to stop that. You got to come up with something else. And then I don't like the fullback looks. I stopped liking that probably 15 years ago. I don't like that. It's just obvious, man. So the offense just looks so vanilla. It looks like I said, I just got done doing my stream on my channel, man, and man, they were killing John Morton, man. And you know, they're already calling for this man's job. And like I said, we just have to give him at least a couple of weeks to get this offense going and see if we can open some things up against different matchups, man. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be tough to get the adjustments going, but they got to get it going, man.
Yeah, 100%. All right, King, we're gonna let you go. I'm gonna let Mike have the mic here a little bit because he hasn't had it, and I've been talking to callers, and he can hear you, but you can't hear him because it is. My week 1 is as good as the Lions, evidently. So we'll talk to you on the other side. All right, brother.
All right, bro.
All right, we'll see you. Ciao.
Yeah, I mean, to his point, you know, you talk about waiting, playing garbage squads, and then being down the road a little bit, and then you get punched in the mouth. There is none of that this year. They have another division game coming up on Sunday. I know it's the Bears, and they're supposed to be the dregs, but until proven otherwise, the Lions are going to have a voice in that room. Then they get the Ravens, and in the 4 weeks after the Bears, 3 of those games are Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs. So, you know, not great. You've got the Ravens and the Chiefs are on the road. And so there's no rest for the wicked here. They're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to get ready to play big boy ball because Green Bay right now, at least on paper, isn't even the toughest opponent they'll face in the first month of the season.
Yeah, and so I agree 100%. I mean, they've got to face the Bears like they are the Super Bowl champs. This is a game that they cannot take for granted. They must go in and win this. 2 weeks in to be down 2 division games, that's just too ugly of a way to start the season.
Well, and especially, I mean, style points, I know they don't count. But you've got to prove that you can come out and fix something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got a lot to choose from. You know, I'm watching the Slack channel, and we've got people pointing out, people like Luke, Graham Glasgow wasn't the only problem. John Morton wasn't the only problem. Terrion Arnold wasn't the only problem. And on down the line, Tate Ratledge, Christian Mahogany, Aiden Hutchinson, Kelvin Shepard, Dan Campbell. They weren't the only problem. But collectively, that's a hell of a list. That's a lot of problems. You got a lot going on. There's a lot to there. That's they've got to prove that they can do that. And you know what? Not for nothing, they got a little extra motivation because it is the Bears and it is Benedict Johnson and it is the storyline that's going to go with that. Because guess what? They're going to listen to for the next 6 days is, it really was Ben Johnson.
Yep.
And Dan Campbell really would be a greeter at Walmart had he not hired Ben Johnson, and so on and so on and so on. And that the players aren't that good, and that the coach is just a muscle-bound cheerleader. And that's all they're going to hear for the next 6 days leading up to that home game against the Bears. And they've got to prove that they can fix. I don't think they can fix all of this, by the way. They can't fix Graham Glasgow. No. He's not going to get any younger. He's not going to get any faster. He's not going to get any stronger. He's not going to figure anything else out. So there's some things you can't fix. What's Tate look like next week? Because it wasn't great. Decker got eaten up on a play. Panay didn't play his best. I wouldn't want to be lining up against 58 next week. He's going to be mad. So they've got to prove they can fix some things. And do it quick, because after that Bears game,
it's a gauntlet.
It's go time.
Yeah, it's a full blown gauntlet.
Yeah.
Ryan, want to call him out? Thanks for the super chat. I'll just super chat it. I'm calm about this game personally. Morton is new and learning to use his toys. They will fix it because it's MCDC. If anybody's going to fix it, it is going to be MCDC, because he isn't going to sit on this for too long. And I think there's going to be a lot of loud conversations and hot conversations this week.
Well, that plane ride back from Wisconsin is going to be the longest flight in the history of the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
They're going to think they're flying in from Finland. That's going to be a long flight home. I mean, it's going to be. And he did say, and this is something I want to give credit, because I think Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell both do this. It's something I've beaten to death here on the channel. They tell us the truth. They tell us the truth. We don't always like it. We don't always appreciate it at the time, but they tell us the truth. And Dan said fairly resolutely in the postgame, it's all fixable. What happened, what went wrong, these are missed assignments, these are fixable things. And then he went on to say, and we will. And that's the loud part that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to get fixed nicely, but it's going to get fixed, and it better.
Jimmy Kryptonite, the Lions should have been bringing in centers to back out Ragnow for a couple years if they knew he might leave. Thing is, they didn't know he might leave, and it was pretty freaking ugly, actually.
Not great. Not great the way that was handled.
Nah, by anybody. And it's just really going to be interesting. We'll see how this all plays in the end.
And by the way, the way you address that at any position, and not for nothing, is you draft a guy and you have a veteran.
Yep.
They drafted a guy and they signed a veteran. I mean, they did address it. There is no replacing Frank Ragnow with someone of similar skill and ability. The dude was all world. His body just fell apart.
Yeah.
But you're not going to find that. Like there aren't Frank Ragnows everywhere. That's why the guy was an all-pro. But they did address it. I mean, they drafted Tate Ratledge to be a center, and they wanted
everybody
Graham Glasgow
was
as
like
insurance.
WTF on Tate Ratledge, and
right.
I don't know. Anyway, Chris, you got to admit we may have missed Ben Johnson. You got to give him some more credit than you do. Oh no! Don't take that wrong. I think we are not. I think we're worse for not having him, but I don't think he's going to be a good head coach. Also, I know he was a problem inside the building, and that was troublesome. And I don't know that another year with him here would have been actually good, because he was starting to lose people. That's just where it's at. I don't not give him credit for what he did while I was here, but I think his time was running thin. I don't think he's it in Chicago, and I don't think he's going to get a chance in Chicago, and I don't think Chicago is going to be it. I think they're going to go down this same kind of rabbit hole they keep repeating their way down recently. So that's that. And
both those things can be true, by the way. I mean, John Morton can struggle mightily, and it could have been time for Ben to go.
Yep.
And both those things can be true. Just because it was Ben's time doesn't necessarily mean that John is the answer, and it doesn't necessarily mean that this is all we're going to see. Because again, as the passing game coordinator, I watched that Denver Broncos team a lot out here where I live, and that's not what they didn't look like this. Even when Bo Nix was a rookie, they didn't look like this. They had a pretty good offensive line there in Denver, and they still do, and they need to work on that. But man, oh man, I have a hard time believing that this was intentional or will be repeated.
Yeah. Yep. All right. You can give us a call, 313-314-2421. 313-314-2421. I think I can read it. A lot of talking going on. Let's see. Ratledge is having trouble adjusting the OG now. I think so. Look, all these things are true, but it's you can't draw a line from one game as a data point. I don't think it makes sense. I think you have some indicators and some early indicators, but you don't know what this team is. Again, week 1 is a shit show for most teams. It just is. Nothing, it doesn't go right. The Green Bay had a week that was incredible for a week 1 game. Like literally everything went right for them, right? That's a hell of a confidence builder. And good for them. Is it true? Will it hold? We'll see. But so, I mean, if you believe week 1 and what you hear from your folks on the radio, Kansas City is no longer top. They're done. Kansas City's reign is over. The Chargers beat them. It's done. Nothing can happen there in Kansas City now. Bullshit. That's like if anybody who's facing, I don't even know who it is, but whoever's facing Kansas City next week is like, fuck, right? That's a great team. They're still a great team, and they lost a game. It happens. See, Thug Living, season over, book it. Oh, man, they did it.
It doesn't get easier from here, though. And this goes back to my original point. They got to fix it.
Yep.
They got to fix it. They come out and do this again. I didn't. Look, I'm coming from a standby. I didn't know they had this in them. I didn't know they had an absolute offense, defense, special teams stinker like this in the bag. I didn't know that they could play as poorly as they did all the way around, especially to start the game. The game was established in the first quarter. And the defense kind of got their legs underneath them, and that's something they're going to go over and tape. Like, how come we allowed 17 points before anybody could blink, and then kind of shut it down after that until they wore out? They've got to find a way to be ready to go from the jump. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't see that. I just didn't see that. That stat, again, from Romo, where he said that was the most hits behind the line of scrimmage since Dan Campbell arrived, including that first brutal season and the second one, which wasn't great but got better as it went along. He mentioned it there in the presser. He's like, I went 1-6 in year 2 here, and you guys wanted me to fire Ben Johnson, and I didn't. And we won 9 games, and then things got right. You better not go 1-6. You better, you can't be doing that now. The Chiefs and the Ravens and those teams, they get the benefit of the doubt because they've been doing this for 5, 6, 7 years. And the Lions have been real hot for 2.
Yes.
And now there's a challenge with the changes on the coaching staff and all of the different moving parts with personnel. So they've got to find a way to navigate that. Conjuring images of 1-6 is not comforting for me, especially after what they did this afternoon. They just did not know that they could do that, and they did it, and now they got to purge it and move on.
Peaceful Tim. They keep this shit up, and people will be chanting Kyle Allen at Tigers games.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to everybody in the greater Detroit metro area: Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, Wolverines, Tigers, Lions, all lost.
It's been a weekend.
There's gonna be some hangovers come tomorrow morning at the office. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh God, this is a hurtful weekend. I mean, even Florida, which not a local. I mean, every angle, it sucked. And then of course on the whole computer thing that I literally spent all my waking hours this weekend getting ready so we could do this show. Oh, man, what a kick in the dick. Square between the sack, man. All right, look, first week is down.
Flush it.
Flush it. Absolutely flush it. Sky isn't falling. Here's Ryan right there. One loss. That's it. Credit where it's due. Jameson, Hennessy, the Spartans won. Got to give them some love. No.
I mean, how many overtimes did it take to get past Boston College? It was a bunch of them.
Flounder, glad I spent this game stuck on an airplane instead of watching Woof. Bro, I've been on so many airplanes. I would rather watch this than get on another one right now.
I was going to say, my wife was stuck on an airplane while I was watching this game. I think I still had a better time.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, it's 0-1 for the Lions. And we got a show out that's good now without some technical difficulties. We'll have those all shaken out by the midweek in the show. Gray, you've got some stuff coming up this week, huh?
Well, I don't know. Do I?
Yeah.
Given all of your motherboard issues,
you're good. You're good. I got backup. I got solid backup.
You got to remember, I'll be on. You're not the only one. I'll be on my third computer by I think Tuesdays when it's supposed to come in.
This is so crazy.
So I am fingers. I have been standing here waiting for this thing to go blue screen of death on me at any moment because, The computer world doesn't like me any more than Graham Glasgow does right now.
Then the world likes Graham Glasgow. Pigs in space.
But oh boy, there were a couple of those, and there's going to be some unkind highlights. I was watching it. In fact, Dr. Liao highlighted something you may have missed. We all may have missed. I know I missed it. Where Jock Gibbs might have rolled up his ankle with 1:22 left in the fourth quarter in a pile and limped off the field. Like, oh, so this gets worse? Terrion Arnold's got a groin, and Dan Campbell can't commit to whether or not he can play anymore. And you got Jock Gibbs limping around. And there's some stuff with Ratledge. You're going to see this, I'm sure, on that goal line where they almost got Demo in the end zone, where he just pulls and leaves. He's head up on the defensive tackle, and he pulls. And Glasgow goes the other way, and it turns into an Abbott and Costello routine because this guy just goes, oh, well, I guess I'll go tackle him then, since everyone's going to get out of my way. It's awfully nice of you. It's good. It's, it's just going to be Arnhem and Bailey.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And they earned it.
Yeah.
They earned it. They're going to have to eat it for 6 days. They should be good and focused by Sunday at Ford Field.
Yeah. Yeah. One other player to call out is Mahogany. His stance was kind of jacked, and he was upright and taking it in the chest. Far too often. It was. There's a lot to work on. There's a lot to work on. There's a lot to work on.
Hank Fraley's going to have. He's going to have training camp voice.
Yeah.
He's going to scream himself hoarse. When they do the assistant interviews, I'm willing to bet he doesn't show up.
He puts someone there in his stead, right?
He's going to have somebody else. Like, send anybody else. I'm busy. The beatings will continue until morale improves.
And then maybe just a little bit longer. Just because I'm enjoying it now.
Because that was terrible.
Oh, man. Woo. All right, there we go. All right, well, that's it. This is the Detroit Lions podcast post-game show week 1. Hopefully you got a little bit therapeutic out of it, because that's all we can offer here is a little bit of therapy. There wasn't a whole lot to...
They come out and stomp the Bears. We're all fine.
Yeah. We'll almost forget this one.
You will.
Until week 15 when we're doing the playoff math and say, oh, God, if we only beat the fucking Packers. That's how...
Well, I think there's one other time where that's going to come up, and it's on November 27th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's the Thanksgiving game, and they're going to be showing all of these highlights.
Yeah.
We're going to get to relive this nightmare again right before Turkey. So they better get better.
Yeah. Well, Davenport was healthy after this game. That's one.
Hey, shush. Shush.
Put a little.
What are you trying to do? No, don't talk.
Check mark.
No. First rule of Fight Club. You don't even say his name out loud. It's like Candyman. That could be just don't jinx it.
All right, don't forget about us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. $5 a month give you the access that you're looking for in the
I live
Slack.
in there, by the way.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing how much time I spend in there.
Gray, Risden, Bish Brown, Ash, me, we're all hanging out with hundreds of your closest friends. It's probably one of the best places to hang out and talk Lions, and the game threads are fantastic. We got all that going
It'll
on.
be group therapy this week.
Yeah.
It'll be group therapy.
All right, yeah. With that, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast, $5 a month gets you into the Slack. Anything you want to donate is much welcome. We appreciate it. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter at DET Lions Podcast, DET Lions Podcast, and at the Michael Gray, Gray with an E.
Yes, sir. I'll be fine. I will be working through my feelings this week on Twitter. I promise.
As will I. Be sure to go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Subscribe to the podcast. That way we pop up in your box. Make your eyes bug out. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, and no problems, because it's just week 1. And we're your Detroit Lions and Reddit Connection. You don't have to hang up.